So it's completely confusing every way you cut it. I mean, it's almost like they're talking out of both sides of their mouth. And this is a typical abuse of the language as well that's going on. And we'll talk about this later in maybe a future segment, another program. But this idea that a positive test for coronavirus equals a case is a complete abomination of medical terminology. It's not. It's totally misrepresenting the reality of science and medicine. A positive test is not a case. And some people might argue as well that a positive test, a PCR test, for instance, is not an infection either. There's some people say that we spoke about this on the last program, that the PCR test is picking up remnants of old coronavirus genetic material.
If it's even limited to coronavirus, in fact.
Yeah, because some of
this particular coronavirus.
That's right, because some of the gene sequences are similar between different viruses and genetic material. So to say that you have, like say today, we've tested 200,000 people and we've had 4,000 new cases. That is a total lie and a complete misrepresentation of reality. But yet, Mike, they are building their policies on top of that lie. On top of that deception, this government, the US government, European governments, other countries are building all of these new COVID policies, these biosurveillance rules and laws are being built on top of the lie that a positive test or PCR test equals a case. It does not. It doesn't say whether you're going to be you have an infection, whether there's an active virus, whether you're going to be sick. None of that. In fact, of all the positive quote coronavirus tests, I think a very small percentage, something like maybe 0.3%, 0.3%, might end up with some complications, and out of those, a very small percentage would end up with any serious hospitalization. So to represent all of these positive tests, so called as cases, is a complete lie.